All right, welcome to Tano's Treasury. Today, I'm going to talk about shopping in Japan while you're here for Star Wars Celebration, or just in general, and where you should be shopping, and what I'm buying while living in Japan, and where I'm getting those things. So these are some of my suggestions, and I'm going to be talking more about the Tokyo area. I do not shop in the Tokyo area as much as some other people do, but um, I am aware of what's there, what their prices look like, and you know how things go. So let's look at it. So some shopping recommendations in Japan. One of my favorite places to shop in Japan is Book Off. Um, and for this, you're going to want to be shopping at the Book Off at like super book offs or book off pluses. And those book offs have different types of goods, such as character goods or figures or plushes or any types of things that you're probably going to want to buy. The regular book offs are mostly just books and some video games. And I mean, if you're looking for those type of things, they're good for that as well. The pros of shopping here at Book Off is that they're very cheap. They have a lot of variety, so you can find just about anything there. So if you're, as we know, we're all into Star Wars, but if you're not into, not like just into Star Wars, you can find like different anime things, different Disney things, pretty much anything. And again, this is at Book Off Plus or Super Book Offs. Since you're going to be in the Tokyo area, their inventory is going to change often. They get stuff from different types of people every day, and they sell a lot of stuff every day. So you find that what I find is when I go to book offs, like I can find something new and worth buying every single day. I literally spend about $20 every day at book offs. Um, and this is mainly because I go shopping for my side business, but you can find just about anything there. Now, some of the cons of Book Off are that prices vary wildly. Like you can find things that are crazy cheap, like 70 cents, that are worth like $50 to $100. Like no joke. It happens quite often. But you can also find things that are worth like $2 priced at $40. So like prices just vary wildly there. But by far, Book Off is still my favorite place to shop while in Japan. One other thing is quality varies. So in different areas of the store, right, they have different types of goods. They have these junk areas where they throw a bunch of things into baskets. Some of that stuff is very good, brand new, and some of it's used. So you'll find that quality varies between the products. A lot of stuff that I buy is new or lightly used. People in Japan take very good care of their stuff in general. So you can find a lot of good stuff at Super Book Off and Book Off Plus. One other thing is if you don't go first thing in the morning or like towards the end of the night, the good stuff is gone. Like people like there's professional resellers in Japan now, a lot of them, and they go to book offs at early in the morning when they open, and they go late at night when they're putting out stuff at night, at the end of the night, and they're just buying up the good stuff, right? The stuff that's very, very cheap that they're going to take and they're going to list on Yahoo Auctions or Mercari, and they're just selling it there. And I list a bunch of stuff on Mercari myself, so I mean, I understand what they're doing and it works very well. The next place is Hard Off. Hard Off is going to have more electronics, video games, but they also have, again, figures, plushes, and stuff like that, depending on the Hard Off. If you're going to the larger Hard Offs, they'll have a lot more of those figures and things like that. The pros of Hard Off is, again, they have a good variety of things. They have cheap games and electronics. And again, their inventory changes often. They sell a bunch of stuff. They buy a bunch of stuff every day and they sell it. And similar to Book Off, their prices vary wildly, right? And the quality varies. They also have a junk area where they do not guarantee that things will work, but I found brand new items in there unopened, like in the junk area for, $1 or $2. So again, quality varies. And again, just like Book Off, the good stuff is usually gone early. They restock early in the morning or at night. And, the professional buyers go at those times and pull as much good stuff as they can. They don't get everything, of course, but again. Next thing, you probably heard of this. A lot of people talk about this on YouTube and on different blogs, is mandarake. And I'm not huge on mandarake. Their pros are they have a variety of goods. They have a good variety, and is geared towards collectibles, right? Anything collectible they tend to have. Their quality is better than Book Off and Hard Off usually. Not to say that Book Off and Hard Off do not have brand new items or near new items there, but Mandarake has more of that stuff. And you can often see their inventory online. For Book Off and Hard Off, you cannot. So again, Mandarake, their inventory changes often. One thing I want to say about Mandarake is they have a store in Akihabara. Do not go there. Like, it's overpriced. Like, anything in Akihabara is overpriced. Like, that's my feeling anyway. I've seen, stuff in Akihabara priced for like $30 when I could go like a few train stops away and go buy that same item for $8. So, I mean, it's up to you, but if you're looking for an experience, go to Akihabara, and it's a lot of fun there. You'll see a lot of different things. But if you're looking to purchase things, look at Nakano Broadway, and look at different super book offs, book off pluses, hard offs, hobby off, right? Mandarake, with their better quality comes more expensive items, right? So again, you're getting a little bit nicer things more often than not, and then it also costs more. So another con about Mandarake in Tokyo specifically is their stores are very, very narrow. The aisleways are very narrow. So if you're wearing a big backpack, it's very hard to move around in these stores. I personally do not like how narrow it is, and I felt very uncomfortable when I've been to the stores there. Nakano Broadway, there's more space, but again, they're still very narrow. Right. The last one you probably have not heard of. It's more well known within the Japanese Star Wars community. There's a place that's a couple stops away, or one or two stops away from Nakano Broadway. And this place is called Starcase. And the pros of this place is they have a lot of vintage and retro Star Wars items. They have new stuff, but they have a lot of vintage and retro. Their quality is generally very good. Everything that comes from there are from different collectors that take very good care of their goods. So the quality is really good. They have a good inventory of stuff, in terms of what they've had in the past anyway. Some of the cons of this place, well, actually, let's stay on the pros. One of the pros is, like, you just find pretty much anything there, Star Wars. If you're looking for Star Wars stuff, this is a great place to go. They focus on just Star Wars, right? And I put that in the con, but for me, that's a pro. But for some people, they don't want to just look at Star Wars. So some of the cons are they're more expensive, right? This is a consignment shop. People give the owner items to sell for them, and the owner takes a percentage of that, right? It's Star Wars only. Again, if you're not looking for only Star Wars, I mean, that's a con, right? But if you are looking for Star Wars specifically, this is a great place. And again, since this is a consignment shop, people want to get the most money that they can out of it. So again, it's more expensive, similar to Mandarake. All right, let's talk about pricing, right? I'm going to talk more about the book off pricing and hard off pricing that you'll see here for some goods. And I'm going to show you some goods that I bought. So this is currently for sale at the book off near me. And this is the A rank statue that just came out, the Ichiban Kuji. You had to buy a Kuji ticket, which was 880 yen. And then if you got the A rank, you got the statue. It's a beautiful statue. I actually own the last one, which is the same as this current model, but it's chrome. And you could buy this statue from my book off currently for $28. This price includes tax. Very, very cheap compared to what you would pay on eBay, which is where you, or any of the other reseller sites from Japan there. So the price on this is extremely cheap, right? So they currently have 3 of these at my book off. So I think someone got rid of a whole bunch of them for next to nothing. So I was very surprised. Next, you can buy, again, this is at book off near me. This is the Action Fleet mini scenes, Trade Federation Raid. You can buy this for $3.50 currently. Right. So this is some of the prices that you can find there. So really, this is what I'm seeing. It's unopened goods, very nice. I mean, the box has some edge wear, and that's to be expected. Next, you could buy a Jar Jar Binks collector's watch with the Qui-Gon Jinn lightsaber display case. It currently costs $6.30, right? And yeah, I mean, this is just, it's really nice goods. You know, again, pretty much brand new, just next to nothing. Another thing you could buy, right? This one I see sells on eBay for about, I look it up in yen because I deal with yen. It sells for about 1,800 on eBay. Is the last sold that I saw on this. I looked this up just the other day. And I purchased this myself because I wanted it for my own collection. It cost me $2.10, so 330 yen. And yeah, the card is, you know, good. It's still sealed in the package. Beautiful item. And you can often find these type of carded Star Wars figures for very cheap. Matter of fact, the next one I bought, Han Solo and Hoth Gear, Power of the Force. Again, as collectors, we know that these aren't worth very much. But this cost me $1.40, so, right? I mean, I can pass it up, but I mean, I thought it was worth it to just pick it up for myself, you know, and put it away with my collection. This is a set of 4. The entire lot, all 4 of these cost me $8.40. Cost me 330 yen a piece. And I found this at a hard off. So again, I actually almost have the complete set of this, and you know, it's amazing just finding these things at a random store for that cheap. But you know, I was extremely excited to find these, and I have a lot more of these, a lot more of this set upstairs in my collection. If you're not into Star Wars, right, you can buy things like this. These are Ichiban Kuji. Again, these tickets probably cost this person like $5 or so per ticket. You can get 2 Dragon Ball cups for 70 cents. Not one, this is actually wrapped. There's 2 of them there. And the total for the 2 cups together is 70 cents. And this is again at my local book off, and they have a bunch of them, and they have a bunch of other types of anime cups, towels, figures, all kinds of stuff. Very cheap. Another thing you can buy if you're into crane games or crane game goods. I went and found this at my local book off again. I thought it was cool, so I picked it up. I actually have like 3 of these now, and this one in particular cost me $1.40. So again, if you're looking for these type of goods, book off has been very, very good for me. And I go to a super book off near my house. But occasionally you will find these at Book Off Plus. They have a smaller variety, but if you're looking for super book offs near the venue in Chiba, I believe there's a couple, and I'm probably going to be visiting some while I am at Star Wars Celebration this upcoming year. You'll be able to find things like this. And then finally, if you're into figures, I actually just pulled this out of my collection that I personally won from a crane game. If you're very good at crane games, you can win them for cheaper than what the current cost is at a book off or a hard off. This currently sells for about $5.60 at book off, right? If you look online, it may be a little bit more expensive than that. So that's about nine plays at a crane game if you're paying 100 yen a piece. So if you could get this in below 9 plays, like it would be very cheap. But these are some of the things that you can purchase while in Japan and some of the places you can go. In the future, I'm going to talk more about this type of stuff and how you can find it, and what else you should be looking for, and what are some things to think about while you're here. But if you're still watching this far, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.